Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Bill and Bella. Today we will be saying about California. It's a state in the US. Make sure you subscribe, turn the post notification before we start this video. This video is about the state of California. Let's start this video. If you live in California, make sure you leave a comment and give me the thumbs up button if you live in California. And if you don't live in California, this is your good opportunity to know things about California. Let's go.
Do Californians really want the border wall? Are the schools and hospitals really overcrowded? And can you really spot celebrities at hot dog joints in LA? Oh my god. Well, dude, we're gonna hella cover everything about Cali that you, need to know in this video. As if.
And the last thing, guys, sorry. If you don't know, Los Angeles is in California. If you live in Los Angeles, click that bell, aka Hollywood. Click that bell and turn the post notification.
Okay, before I start, I grew up here, so don't even try with that you know nothing about California crap. Hi, Mom. When you say California, a lot of people think of snobby, Botox, yoga people eating salad. Or they think of hot, tan surfer chicks. Or plastic banning hippies. Fact is, there's a little of everything here. It's very diverse, and each area of California has a completely different culture and vibe. California could be like 8 different regions. Let's begin in the mountainy region near the Oregon border, where you'll find California's hippies and hicks, tons of weed operations, and bears. This is perhaps the only real green part of the whole state. Then there's the eastern Sierra Mountains, which have throwback mountain towns, skiing, and Lake Tahoe, which means gambling and degenerates. Here on the east.
Well, guys, I like mountains so much because their skyline is so amazing. What do you think, guys? Do you like mountains? Come down below.
Side of the state, it's basically all deserts. Death Valley's here. This also
Well, I don't like desert. Deserts are so hot. Some of them are so cold, so I hate desert. And if you are traveling in the middle of the desert, you cannot find any water in there, so you need to travel with 2 bottle of water, not 2, 100 maybe.
includes the main route to Las Vegas. The 4-hour drive to Vegas is the only time people in California actually see California's deserts. The Central Valley is basically smelly farms, illegal farm workers from Mexico, and crummy, poor, boring cities like Fresno, Stockton, Bakersfield, and the state capital, Sacramento.
So, if you guys don't know, in the past few years, Mexicans are sneaking in the USA. Mexican are sneaking in the USA and the US border and the Mexican border because they need better life in the US. But so many of them are already caught. Some of them already came in here safely. But so many of them are they already caught them. So that's why Donald Trump wanted to build a wall, because he did not want Mexican to come in the USA. So he wanted to build a wall between the Mexican border and the American border. That's the reason why. And the state of California is so crowded. Some of them are going in New Mexico, some of them are going in Texas, because those are the state that border them. Mexico. So yeah, let's get into this video.
This might be one of the most uninspiring state capitals in the nation. As such, it has the nickname Sacramento.
You've got enough to think about maintaining.
Sorry for
Good
that.
thing the all-new 2022 Volkswagen Taos has a lower cost of...
Perhaps the most notable section of the Central Valley is Napa.
Look at the sky. Look at the beautiful sight seeing right there. That is so beautiful. What do you think, guys? Come down below.
Which includes very pretty wineries, where middle-aged women take their friends to get hammered and gossip about their failed marriages. Of course, you have the Bay Area with its hippies, granola eaters, thugs, rich techies, poor wannabe techies, smarty pants, Asians, and bumps. The Bay Area is very expensive, crowded.
If you guys don't know, 100% of American rich people live in Beverly Hills and Los Angeles. Los Angeles, the most richest city in the U.S. after Las Vegas, after Chicago, and Berlin, and New York City.
And frankly filled with poop. At least San Francisco is. Across the bridge in Oakland is where everybody gets capped. Probably the best part of the state is the Central Coast, from Santa Barbara up to the Santa Cruz region. You can take the one up the entire coastline of the state and see some really pretty cliffside views of the ocean. Sprinkled among the coast are a few communities, such as Monterey and San Luis Obispo. You have San Diego, a region all on its own. This little corner of California has rolling hillsides, beautiful ocean views, and tons of actually not too snobby people with great hair and solid tans. San Diego is probably the best city in the country. And then you have Southern California. You could actually break Southern California up into 10 different areas. It's really crowded here, it's expensive, dirty, and everyone's high. Oh, and it's like...
Yeah, and you guys, if you are not living in California, you need to know this. California is so expensive. Their job. They have so many job opportunity, but they is so expensive. Their house bills are so expensive. Their medical bills are so expensive. So you guys may not go live there because you may end up to be poor. But sorry to say that, but it's so expensive to live in California. So don't go live there, guys. If you want to go live there, I will not let you go live there because it's a amazing city. It's the richest city in the U.S. California have best schools opportunity, best colleges, best cities, but they are so dangerous.
half Mexican. LA is okay. You might spot
And 100% of Mexican are living in San Diego or Los Angeles.
celebrity every now and then if you go to the fancy areas like West Hollywood or Brentwood, but many people here are materialistic. You don't spend too much time actually visiting people because the traffic's...
And you need to know this. Traffic in California is so high. It's second to New York City. It's so crowded. Two is like California is the number one crowded city in the U.S. But Los Angeles is the second crowded city in the U.S.
so bad. Mostly the 10 or the 405. Oh yeah, and it's not Interstate 10 or Highway 91. It's the 10 and the 91. That's a California thing. LA is also the biggest city in the world to have such a horrible public transportation system.
Yeah, the biggest in the world is transportation hub. So you need to know that, guys.
You hardly ever see anyone with a decent job on the light rail here, and you never see anyone with a decent job on an LA bus. As if. Orange County is really the only place in California where you'll find the blonde hair, big boobs, and fancy cars you see on TV. Like LA, Orange County is also crowded and expensive. Disneyland's here, which is crowded and expensive. The most popular.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Disneyland is in California, so go visit there. And if you guys don't know, California have the bestest beaches in the US. The bestest beaches. The bestest beaches in the US. But yeah, the bestest beaches in the US, California have.
Beaches in California are in Orange County. They're crowded and expensive. The only place in Southern California that's not expensive is inland Southern California, or what locals call the IE. This is where you move if you don't want the LA drama or can't afford it. It's hot here. Did we mention California's expensive? Unless you want to live out in the desert somewhere, there's not an affordable house as far as the eye can see. You'll pay $500 grand for a small house with a tiny yard. There's mountains in Southern California too, but the people who live here don't actually visit them, mostly because they can't.
California is the second best state to visit, like to go on a summer vacation. Is the best state to go to visit. Go visit it in summer, because soon I will go back to school. Soon my summer will be over, so I will go back to school. So yeah.
Drive the snow or the rain. No, they go to the beaches on the weekends instead. And the water here is really cold, by the way. While some of the beaches in Central and Northern California are some of the prettiest in the country, where you can spot seals and whales, the Southern California beaches, from Malibu to San Diego, are filled with cigarette butts. California girls, they're unreliable. Let's talk about the food in California. The Golden State's defining go-to.
Yeah, the nickname of California is the Golden State, and they have best food, seafood, hot food, and unhealthy food, and best healthy food. So go visit and taste all those food.
Culinary choice is one of the state's estimated 7 million fast food restaurants. Favorites in California include In-N-Out, Jack in the Box, Baker's, El Pollo Loco, Taco Bell, Tommy's, Jack in the Box, I said that already, and McDonald's, which originally started here. And of course there's Del Taco.
Whenever I feel like a great tasting meal, I go back to Del Taco again.
If you watch this channel regularly, you'll know we are big fans of some Del Taco. Also very popular in California is just generic Mexican food. There's just a bunch of mom and pop Mexican joints here. California Mexican food has a style all its own.
With Spectrum's mobile savings calculator, just put in your current plan info and see your
Sorry for that, guys.
savings
I'm
instantly.
using
Don't use
my phone
calculators.
right now.
Okay, what's
When asked what their favorite food was, Californians answered with a resounding Mexican food, with Pop-Tarts and Nestle's Quick also receiving votes. The Bay Area doesn't like Mexican food nearly as much as the LA area does. Up there, it's mostly Asian food that people eat a lot. What about the southern border, you ask? If you're a Californian, you've likely crossed into Mexico at the San Diego border at least once. Tijuana is basically where the college kids go to party, or where people cross over to get cheap tacos and trinkets. If you live in Mexico, you cross the border to mow lawns, work in construction, or work in hotels, save a little money, and send it home to your family. There's a big debate among Southern Californians about their relationship with Mexico. On one hand, it's great to experience the Mexican culture. The Mexican community is relatively fun-loving, and
If you guys don't know, I love traveling, and I love so many cultures around the world. So I love so many cultures around the world, especially African culture, because Africa is my homeland. So yeah, I love all their culture because they are my ancestors. So I love my culture too. I love Asian culture, North Korean, Asian culture, European, like Asian culture and Europe culture and South America culture and North America culture. I love their culture and I love to go to travel around the world. But my dream is to be a lawyer. So I don't know if lawyers used to they allowed lawyers to work online. So if I found that out, I will surely visit around the world with I will be working and visiting all the country in the world. Some country, not all countries. Comment down below if you like traveling and if you love cultures around the world. Come down below.
Except for a few outliers, they stay out of trouble for the most part. However, partly because of the large number of
The most country I want to visit, I want just to go around the US first. Then from there, I want to go in China, South Korea, Japan, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, UK, France, and my home country, and Russia, France, Germany, and Italy, and Dubai, and yeah.
people on welfare here, California's government is on the verge of bankruptcy.
Hey Nick, did you know 70,000 undocumented people come to California each year?
I did not know the exact number, Mappy. Thanks for clearing that up. Mappy's right. Each year, many people come to California undocumented. If you look at this chart, most of California's 500,000 immigrants last year were documented, but 14% were undocumented. That is 70,000 undocumented people moving into California each year. Mostly from Mexico, but also in big numbers from Asia, especially in places like China, the Philippines, Vietnam, and India. Mappy, are you documented? Where did you come from?
The library 5 years ago.
Are you
Are you serious right now, buddy? Yeah, so funny.
due back to the library, Mappy? So,
Martha, you are
many
so
people in
funny.
California think the schools and the hospitals and the entire state in general are full. Except the deserts. They're empty. Many Californians wish they could call in help to protect the border. But who would they call?
I am He-Man. Call She-Ra and me at 1-900-909-2233.
They can totally call me and I will totally come help them protect the California border. There's
The California border. That's funny. Come down below. That's funny, guys.
actually a website called Exit California where you can get all the information you need to learn how to leave California. In fact, last year, 187,000 people left California, likely for good. There was also this report that showed moving trucks cost $2,000 each because there's so many people leaving California for other places. What about the politics? From the 50s through the 80s, California was a Republican stronghold. Ronald Reagan was California's governor, and he went on to become one of our finest presidents. Then in the 90s, California turned liberal, and it's been downhill ever since. California's weather is pretty predictable. Basically, it doesn't rain from April through December, and then all winter, they get pummeled by rain because of what seems to be an endless El Nino pattern. For the most part, it's really hot and boring, except in the fall, when the whole place goes up in flames. And there used to be earthquakes here, like all the time up until 20...
Yeah, if you guys don't know, California have been hit with, let's say, tsunamis and tornadoes and all those things and fires in the fall. That's correct because last year California was been hit with the biggest fire in the mountain and the entire world. So yeah. Some of those places are not safe to live, so guys, don't live on the sides.
years ago. Now the ground's eerily quiet. There's a ton of people new to California who have never even felt an earthquake. Just wait. By the way, remember this lady, California peeps? What about the sports in California? California has a long history of successful sports teams. The Oakland Raiders dominated the NFL for a long stretch. From 1967 through 1978, the Raiders finished either first or second in their division, winning 2 championships. Then the Raiders moved to LA in 1982 and stayed until 1994 when they moved back to Oakland. That's why just about everyone, especially the Mexicans, love the Raiders in Southern California. There's a decent number of Rams fans and a smattering of Chargers fans in Southern California. There's a bunch of 49ers fans in the Bay Area. And Phillip Rivers is the best quarterback ever. In the 80s, the Lakers, with Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Cooper, and Kurt Rambis, dominated the NBA. They took first in the Western Conference every single year in the 80s, taking home 4 NBA titles. Then, Magic Johnson got AIDS and quit playing. Dodger fans are all over Southern California. Again, mostly Mexicans. Giants fans dominate San Francisco. These 2 teams hate each other and their fans fight in the parking lot after games. Sometimes, people die. There's a few Angels and a few A's fans, and the Padres basically suck. Nobody cares about them. Hockey's not really a big deal except for a few diehard LA Kings and San Jose Sharks fans. Soccer's actually quite huge in California. Again, mostly because of all the Mexicans. California is a large, complex place. As it's become more liberal over time, it's put a strain on its own system it vows to protect. That means people here have to deal with it as they take advantage of it or flee to places like Arizona, Colorado, Montana, Idaho, anywhere else. If you live in California and earn a pretty decent salary, it's not such a bad place. There's a lot to do within a half day's drive. But if you're broke, like a lot of the people here are, you're going to have a bad time. There is so much more we could have talked about. We could have talked about how legalization has impacted every aspect of life here. Or how about just about everyone here is self-absorbed and shallow. Or how high-speed chases are must-watch TV just about every week. We could take an entire video just talking about any of these topics. But, bro, it's time to go. If we don't leave now, we're gonna get stuck in traffic on the 5.
Okay guys, before we leave, make sure you subscribe, turn the voice notification. I hope you love the state of California. And if you want to go visit here, come down below. Bye guys, see you next video.